My mic is muted. Well, that just adds to it, doesn't it? I was just saying, guess who completely didn't forget to add all the scenes from my old laptop to the new one for the Go Fish schedule reveal? Totally did not forget. Totally not. No. And then I ended up being muted anyway. So, you know, that's just on brand. Listen, this has happened every schedule reveal and every marathon, and it's fine. Everything ends up being fine. Welcome in, everyone. This is the Go Fish 2024 schedule reveal. Thankfully, all of this is in Google Slides, so I don't have to worry about forgetting to port the scenes over. Listen, it's all gonna be fine. I promise it's all gonna be fine. So, if you're not familiar with this is our biannual speedrun marathon that we do on channel 734. That's our events channel. That's where you're at right now, and this year is very different. So we started off almost a year ago. It's hard to believe it was almost a year ago, but we started off in September 2023 with Go Fish 2023, and it is a fish themed marathon. It was just for one day, although we did plan on having it be a 3-day event, with each day being sort of 6-ish hours long and the Saturday being a bit longer. This time I've decided to go for, because No Fish was just a one-day event with the Wii Series Marathon the day before. This time we have decided to do a 2-day event with the same amount of hours for both Saturday and Sunday. And yeah, hopefully, if all goes to plan, this will be our longest speedrun marathon that we've ever hosted. 14 hours in total between the 2 days. So we are, it's going to be pretty fun. And yeah, let's reveal the schedule. So, before we get going, we do have apologies. It keeps flashing for whatever reason every time I switch to the actual scene here. I do have some other things to mention. So for starting off the schedule reveal, we have the intermission playlist. So in the previous events, we have had a playlist that I have put together of different, sometimes fish-related music, but this time I am opening it up to everyone else. I am gonna put together a Google form just after this this schedule reveal of some video game OSTs that we would like to have in the marathon, and I will pretty much just have a Google form and you just submit to it, and if it ends up being accepted in, then we just put it in the playlist, and then yeah, hopefully we will be able to play most of them, because we're going to need about 3 hours or so of music for the intermissions. So hopefully we get to use that, and it's pretty much while I am kind of doing... I have just realised this is the No Fish one, because I got rid of all the fish from the layout. Well, this just adds to the scuffed. It's fine. I should have copied the Go Fish 2023 background. I shouldn't have pointed anything out. It's all completely normal. It's fishing with no fish. Yeah, so we're looking for music to put in the playlist. If anyone has any suggestions, then use the Google form that will be in the announcement shortly after this schedule reveal. And yeah, we are going to be, hopefully using at least 3 hours of that. There's no guarantee that the music will be played, but it's just good to have enough to sort of go over without needing to sort of repeat tons of music, basically, while we're in the intermissions. So, that's pretty much it for that. Next up is the incentives and the bid awards. Now, the first 2 speedrun marathons we have not had any options for incentives. We have had a bid war because there was kind of no reason not to, really, because bid wars don't generally add time onto the marathon or the run length. But this time we're going for incentives as well. Now, I am gonna leave it open to anyone that has basically got a run into the marathon, anyone that's been accepted, to offer incentives or bid wars. Now, we are hoping to have about 1 to 2 incentives and 1 to 2 bid wars for each day. So I'm hoping that we get around 3 in total 3 total incentives and 3 total bid wars between the event. Now, it is a bit difficult because it's a smaller event. It is difficult for us to stay on schedule. So I would ask that for any incentives that add time to the run length, that please do keep them at 10 minutes or less. If needed, we can sort of push a bit further, but really, it will be good to have kind of 15 at a push, 15 minutes, but it would be ideal to have sort of 10 or less, or even incentives that don't add much to the run at all would also be good. But yeah, there would be sort of an exception where if needed, we will accept 1 incentive maybe for the entire event that's 15 minutes long, or maybe if it's the final run of the day, it will be a bit easier for us to accept a longer incentive, stuff like that. But obviously, if your game doesn't have decent leverage to have incentives, then don't submit one. It's as simple as that. We don't need incentives. It's just a nice thing to have as an option for our runners. Last thing as well to mention is if you don't see your run in here, I'm releasing a spreadsheet after this, and also the Angus schedule and the games list that will have every run on there, including the backup list. We have a backup list of several runs this time. If any runner pulls out of the schedule for whatever reason, especially this time we have double the runs, then we will look to the backup runners. So if you do end up on the backup list, then please do the OBS setup, because I will still give you the info to set up for your run as if you are a runner, but backup runners are pretty much not on the schedule, but if we need you, we will contact you and put you on the schedule pretty much last minute if you're able to. So that brings us to the runs. So again, this is a marathon that is going to be taking place Saturday the 14th to Sunday the 15th of September. And it is going to be 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. roughly BST each day. So that is, I believe, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. EST, if my math is correct in my head. So, run number 1. Yeah, I love that game. Yeah, run number 1. Here we go. So, this is going to be on Saturday at 1:15, and that is with a 15-minute buffer at the beginning, just for us to do intros and get the first runner set up and stuff like that. Because every marathon so far, I've had issues with tech, and it's generally been my fault. So it's always good to have that buffer so we don't start off the day behind estimate. It is going to be on the Nintendo Switch. It's going to be an hour long, and it's going to be run by Joopy. It is Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics, finish all games 1P2C. Now, this is an interesting speedrun because you might think Clubhouse Games, there's a lot of RNG involved, but finish all games, there isn't really too much. And 1 hour is a bit of a push, but I think it should be a decent estimate. It should be a decent run. Who knows? I don't know if Joopy is planning on doing... I know Joopy's in chat at the moment, but I don't know if Joopy's planning on doing hand cam, because hand cam for 1P2C could be kind of funny. Depends what she wants to do. But yeah, Clubhouse Games, that is going to be kicking off our marathon. I do feel bad because I know you did say that you would prefer not to be the starting runner. But again, everyone who has been accepted, I have made sure, I have triple checked that everyone, their runs are within their availability that they have provided on Angus. If you updated it in the last few days, then I probably didn't see it. But either way, I did check it this morning and it looks like everything is fine. If for some reason that is now no longer fine for you, please do let me know ASAP. Because if you aren't able to make that time slot, it is absolutely crucial that we get that fixed, because 3 weeks from now, the marathon is happening. So we do want to get that sorted. Is there fish in this game? So in the submission video, or in the submission on Angus, rather, the actual text submission, I did actually notice that Joopy said we will be catching 1 fish with each controller. So normally in finish all games, you do just end the game with no fish. But just because it's Go Fish, Joopy said she's going to catch 1 fish with every controller. You don't have to, but You know what? Joofy's offered it, then we can go with that. So that is our opener for the marathon. And I should note from here, each run is going to jump ahead 10 minutes. So the next one is at 2:25 with a 10-minute setup time for each run. This time last year we had a 7-minute setup time. It did not go well. So that was my bad. So this time we're doing 10 minutes. That is just better. So the console it's going to be on is PC. It is going to be 58 minutes. It's going to be run by Drywall. And it is Johan the Parhelion, Blaze in the Deep Blue. Any percent 60 FPS. Now, that's kind of funny. Whenever you see an FPS counter in a category name, it's kind of... You know there's going to be some jank with, like, messing with the FPS. But yeah, 60 FPS, that is pretty much... that's what that's going to be. Dumping the Yuri gang early, I see. So yeah, Drywall's gonna be running this game. It looks really cool, and yeah, Drywall has submitted to this marathon, so that is going to be happening. That's our second run of the day. Thanks so much for that. So next up now, because of that 58-minute estimate, we're now a little bit thrown out with the times, but that's fine. 3:33 p.m. It is going to be the NES. Seen it in Speed Reminder. Oh, really? Speed Reminder's coming up as well, yeah. That is a bit of a gentle nudge to me to actually do stuff for that. I do need to do that. Listen, I've been busy, okay? I've been kind of putting together a schedule. 22 minutes. It is going to be run by Arrel, and she is going to be running Super Mario Bros. Warpless. This is a really, really fun run. Everyone knows this. Everyone knows this game. And yeah, it's a really, really nice short run. And Warpless is really cool. Gets to show off the entire game as well. Warplish. Listen, my accent is not helping me here. But yeah, Warpless is going to be going on. Yeah, I was in chat here as well. So fantastic. We are really looking forward to that. And we kind of put some platforms together a little bit here. It's difficult to put blocks together because of availabilities, but that kind of has happened. And moving on, at 4:05 p.m. on the PS, 50 minutes is going to be by Inconsistent DG, Klonoa. Klonoa, Daughter Phantoma, or any percent. That is our next game. So this looks pretty interesting. I've never played a Klonoa game, but it does look really cool. I did watch some of that submission video, and it looks pretty fun. So that's going to be featuring next up, 4:05 p.m. on Saturday. So it takes us to about halfway into the day, but we do have more. 5:05 p.m. on the PS2, 1 hour 45 minutes. Very long run for the event. Nick RP Green is going to be running Klonoa 2, Lunatea's Veil. I don't know how exactly to say that. Any percent normal support mode. So a bit more going on in that name there. But Nick is going to be featuring on the marathon. Nick has featured in lots of other marathons that I've taken part in. So it is great to see that he's also submitted here. And yeah, we do have a Klonoa block going on. I didn't actually see for a while and that Klonoa was submitted, or 2 different Klonoa games were submitted. But yes, we do have any percent in Klonoa and any percent normal support mode in Klonoa too. So that is very cool. And I have put them in order as well. I've kind of tried to line up to put them in order. Whether or not that will matter too much, who knows. But yeah, we have a massive Klonoa block going on there. So if you're a fan of Klonoa, that's taken up about a third of our day. I should note as well, we did have submissions for Klonoa. We did have a different, longer submission. Let me pull up my spreadsheet of all the submissions here. So we had a submission of, let me have a look, all visions. So we had all visions submitted by both runners, and it was about 10-15 minutes longer as an estimate. Now, I know, again, both of those are kind of a bit longer than we would like to stretch to for our estimates, but if you feel that it would only add sort of 10 minutes to this estimate to your run, then maybe you can suggest it as an incentive, perhaps. Maybe an upgrade from any percent to all visions is a possibility. Who knows? That depends Depends what we want to do. But again, both games are back-to-back, and they are quite early on Saturday. So it depends how it goes, and it might be best if we just have one, and then if there's another incentive that one of you wants to offer instead of that for Klonoa, then absolutely go for it. But again, no needs to do that if you don't want to. It is absolutely fine to just stick with any percent, but that is just a suggestion. Again, the runners might actually know better if they have other incentives to offer. So yeah, all bid was perhaps. Next up, at exactly 7 p.m. on the PC, 8 minutes, we are then jumping to a very short game. Chotu is going to be running Penguinek Kelvin. Oops, don't move on to the next one. Hang on. Are my numbers in the wrong order? 6. No, there we go. Yeah. Oh, no, you were saying minutes. All right, no. 8 minutes long. Penguinek Kelvin. No major skips. This is a very short run. This is one of the shortest runs we have in the marathon. There were some other short submissions by Chotu, but I have decided to take Penguinek Kelvin. That is 8 minutes. It is kind of the lowest we want to reach down to, because we have in GoFish 2023 featured a 5-minute run before. It is just a bit too short for us to have like frequently, but in terms of this, Chotu, this was the longest submission by Chotu, and we did want to take something, so we have taken this. And the best thing with this is it does give us 2 setup blocks to kind of have as a bit of a buffer to make sure we don't end up running ahead, so that is kind of good. So yeah, that is going to be going on, and that is happening at 7 p.m. on Saturday. So next up, 7:18 p.m. It is going to be 40 minutes by Evil D on the PC, and it is going to be any percent NMG Little Witch Nobita. I'm not too sure how to say that again, but yes, Evil D again is here at the moment, and yeah, we're going to have a run of that, and it looks really cool. This was kind of suggested as a game because I believe this hadn't been accepted to a run or to a marathon previously, so we are pretty excited to feature this. I believe this is the first time everybody is running this on a marathon, this specific category. So yeah, if I don't world record in this run, I'm washed up. So real. Hey, it's fine. As long as it's an interesting showcase, that's all we need. So yeah, lots going on. Another waifu game, yeah. So that concludes Saturday. So we then finish up slightly before 8 p.m. on Saturday, but we will be finishing slightly late on Sunday to make up for it. So Sunday, once again, 1:15 p.m. GMT. Not GMT. It is going to be BST. Ignore these time zones. These are all wrong. I'm fairly sure. Yeah, it's BST when this marathon comes around. It's BST. That's bad on my part. I literally just realised this. I double-checked this yesterday, and that's the one thing I didn't check. Of course it is. Hey, I remember to change the thing from no fish to go fish. Yeah, British people time. Yeah, basically. Yeah, so that is when the marathon's going to be happening. It's GMT +1. So 1:15 p.m. on the PC, 30-minute estimate. Brass is going to be running Zachtronics Solitaire Collection. So I believe this is a collection of all the games that, or like side games that featured in this specific dev's other games, basically, and this is pretty much just putting them all in one pack as its own standalone game, which sounds like it sounds pretty cool. Yeah, so Brass did submit Peggle as well, but as Peggle was already featured on our other 2 events, and it was difficult because I did kind of want to accept Peggle, but at the same time, it is difficult to squeeze in everyone. We had a lot of submissions to this event, and we wanted to kind of take one thing from as many people as possible. So yeah, Brass is going to be running Solitaire, although Peggle perhaps in the backup list. We will see the backup list later as well. So that's going to be the 100% run, which is pretty much just playing a game of each of the games in the collection. 1:55 p.m. BST after that on the Pico 8, which I had to look up because I didn't know that was a thing. Even shorter run, 5 minutes by Merle. This is going to be 100% Terra Australis. So I believe this is a version of Celeste. Like a really, really short version of Celeste. All the stuff's been changed. It's all like 8-bit and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. So that will be featuring, again, a nice little buffer if anything goes bad from previous runs and stuff to have in here with 2 setup times of 10 minutes, which is always good for a marathon. Then we're going to be having, Mo's there as well. Lovely to see everyone in chat. 2:10 p.m. on the PC, 35 minutes, run by Sly Sonic. It is going to be SADX, Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut, Big Story Chaos mod. Now, this looks really funny. This will be the first time we've featured anything chaos kind of thing, any kind of mods that cause chaos or anything like that. Yeah, alright. I'm sure you know who Sly Sonic is. So, Big Story, it sounds like there's not much going on normally, but chaos kind of adds a lot to it. There's going to be stuff going on there, and Saki all chapters. No, sadly no Saki all chapters in the marathon. But this is going to be pretty funny, and hey, anything with big in it is always a fun time, right? Next up, 2:55 p.m. BST. Leapster TV. Now, I wonder how this person has put this into the schedule, because surely no one submitted a game from the Leapster, right? Yeah, you'll find out why that's been done in a moment. 50 minutes. It is going to be run by ID Catherine and SM Midi. Oh, I wonder who that person is. It is going to be... Deal or No Deal is coming back. Deal or No Deal, the banker is back. Because that is actually a real... that is a real name of... That's the UK version of the Deal or No Deal shovelware Wii game. We are going to be featuring another charity game of Deal or No Deal, possibly £250 at stake there. Actually, potential 350 because of a new thing I'm going to bring in, which hopefully will give us a good chance of a good donation. Last time, big up no. I don't know how to respond to this. So, essentially, we are hoping to get a big donation. Last time, Retro Wavy was our player, and we did manage to get the perfect game. £50 was the highest possible there, but hopefully we can go even further here. So, ID Catherine. Catherine is going to be our player, and I am going to be hosting and bankering. So, this is really good to feature in the marathon, because it's another game where, like in the previous marathon that it featured in, GF2024, we managed to flex it to a really short time. So we did have a 50-minute estimate, but it's very easy for me to squeeze this into, say, 30, 35. So pretty much just anywhere within that range, depending on how far behind or ahead we are with the marathon, we can kind of flex it, and it works really well for that. And obviously, it's more for charity, right? So that's always cool. Anyway, it's always nice as well because chat can also kind of participate there as well. Now, there is one more thing to mention with this run, and that is a backup player. So, with Catherine, we do already have her lined up to be the player, but it's always good to have backups with this. So, if you are interested in playing Deal or No Deal, then do let me know. We're not going to do any kind of official sign-ups for it, seeing as it's a backup player. But if we could have, say, 1 or 2 people that think they'd be available at this time, Sunday the 15th of September, 2:55 p.m. BST. That's 9:55 a.m. EST. So if you think you'd be interested, then do let me know in the Discord, and I will sort of write you down, sort of pencil you in as a backup player, because that will be very useful to have backups. Other than that, the only requirement is that you need to be available to be in Discord voice chat. Everyone that is getting an actual run into this event needs to do an OBS setup, but for this, you won't need to, because you're just going to be taking part through Discord VC. So there's no complicated setup or anything you need to do. All you need to do is be able to be in VC and play Deal or No Deal, which is very simple to follow. It's just a deduction game, process of elimination kind of thing, and it's all luck based. So yeah, that should be pretty fun. Moving on, 3:55 p.m. BST on the PC, 25 minutes long. Mango is going to be running Little Gator Game, any percent. This game's really cute. It is pretty much like you go around and you have to make friends, and that's how you beat the game, and it is really fun. So we're really excited to feature this. It's just a really cute game. So yeah, they're going to be running that for us on Sunday. Then at 4:30 p.m. we have on the SNES 125, another fairly long run. Derek is going to be running Breath of Fire. Now, I'm not sure how to say this category name. Is it Deej% or DJ%? Who knows? Maybe we will never find out. I'm sure we'll know eventually when the run comes around. But we are going to be seeing this feature. I did have a little look at the leaderboard, and it looks like the main categories for this game are super long. But yeah, this category kind of is a bit shorter, much nicer for speedrun marathons, and we are going to be featuring it there. Nightbot, we're not raising money for mine. That's no fish. I'm not going to turn off Nightbot. I've just realised. But yeah, no, we're not raising money for mine. You know what? We might as well say it now. We're raising money for this event for mermaids. They support trans and gender diverse people and their families in the UK. Last year we managed to raise £200. We're hoping to raise more, but who knows? Who knows what will happen? Hopefully the incentives will help us out there. Yeah, Nightbot overtaking. I'm hoping we do get to do No Fish 2025, and then we end up doing another fundraiser for Mind again, though, because that was very fun. So, next run, 6:05 p.m. on the PC, 50 minutes. Catherine is going to be running Quaternion, all levels, no SSG. This looks kind of like a marble rolling kind of game. It looks really aesthetically cool to me. And this looks like the kind of game that looks like right up my alley. So I will be watching for this one attentively because yeah, it looks really fun. And this has actually been submitted, I think, to all 3 of our events, but we've just not been able to squeeze it in. We've taken another submission from Catherine each time, but yeah, this time we are taking it, and that is going to be featuring near the end of Sunday, so we are really looking forward to that. Next up, we are getting towards the end of the event already, 7:05 p.m. on iOS. We're featuring a mobile game, 20 minutes. Well, technically a mobile game. Lily is going to be running Geometry Dash, multiple Geometry Dash games, spin-offs. Now, this features the 3 spin-off games in Geometry Dash. So we have, we actually had a submission from Catherine of Geometry Dash 1 to 22, I believe. But once again, backup list potentially on there. But because we've already featured a run from Catherine in this event, we've decided to take this one. But again, with a lot of these runs that I'm mentioning, please do submit them again. If you're interested and you're available for one of our other marathons, most of these backup runs, or even some of the rejected runs, it's not that we're not interested, it's just that we haven't been able to squeeze them in. So please do submit again. There's no harm in submitting again. All it means is, there's no chance of being accepted if you don't submit them again, right? So yeah, spin-offs, that's going to be happening. Really short, nice run there, 20 minutes. And we are going to be featuring that again on the tail end of Sunday. Now, we have one more run to feature. And this is going to be our first ever backup run. Sorry, not backup run, bonus run of Super Mario 64 on at 7:35 p.m. We are going to be featuring Super Mario 64. It is going to be a bonus run of 16 star. Now, that is our final run of the event on the accepted list. Again, backup list is still there, so anyone else, if we have any dropouts, may still be accepted. But Super Mario 64 16 Star, we all know it. It's one of the most popular, if not the most popular, speedrun game of all time. So how could we not? How could we not take this? Total Runs is going to be running this on Wii U VC, 30 minutes long. And if we get enough donations put towards this run, then we will be featuring it. Now, I'm not too sure how exactly this is going to work yet, whether or not this is going to be a target on its own, or whether we are going to have it as if we reach X amount of donations in total by this point. I'm not too sure how we're going to deal with it. It depends how many other incentives or bid wars we have going on Sunday, but that is how we are going to be doing this. You switch to Wii VC, I see. Okay, yes. Then I will change that. Yeah, I did not see that. I did check through the submissions on... Oh, wait, no, your one was Google Forms, so actually that would be slightly different. So, yeah, I will change that. That is absolutely fine. Anyway, yeah, that concludes the schedule. So, the final thing to mention is future plans. So, essentially, what has been going on is I've been actively speedrunning for a while. So there's a lot going on in my personal life that is going to be happening that I wasn't even sure whether we'd be able to do GF 2024 at this time. Thankfully, it's not happening just yet, so we are able to squeeze in a marathon at this point. But there may come a point where there's stuff going on in my personal life, and it's going to make it difficult for me to sort of do events or sort of as I was planning to, because Channel 734 essentially started a few years back as a sort of streamer alliance kind of thing. Now, we do still have me and Brassbeat as the main people, but I did just want to take this opportunity to say, because of the stuff that's happening in my personal life and the fact that I am keeping up so many other commitments in terms of other speedrunning servers, in terms of modding and verifying there, and also sort of being one of the staff members for Wii Series as well, it is very difficult to kind of do events as I originally planned for Channel 734, but what I do hope is that we end up still being able to do speedrun marathons, and even when I eventually stop speedrunning, I do want to do events like this for as long as people are interested, and as long as I care to, then I will keep on doing them, because I really enjoy doing these. It's a lot of work, but it definitely is worth it. So the other thing I wanted to mention in this section is the potential for volunteers in the future. This is another marathon that I'm pretty much going to be doing on my own. We do have some people who may be in chat for mod duties on the day, or on the days of the event, I guess, because it's 2 days. If I didn't already mention it. So at the moment, there's not enough moving parts with the marathon for me to justify adding, basically, to have more people involved with the event with volunteering and stuff like that. It would make more it would make me add more moving parts to the kind of the back, like behind the scenes kind of thing. So at the moment, I'm still going to manage by just doing it on my own. If we have people that are interested that have sort of been around Channel 734 for a while, that are interested in being a mod in the Twitch channel, then please do let me know, and then I will consider it, because that will be useful, especially to kind of change the game name and title in the Twitch kind of details. That would definitely be useful, because that's one less thing that I don't need to worry about. Ultimately, I have been fine with these other events. Again, these events, I do plan on them. I don't ever plan on doing like really long, week-long events. This is always gonna, at least for the foreseeable future, unless something major changes, I always plan on this being a weekend thing, just so we can still do something biannually, because it is a lot more manageable for me to do that. And yeah, at the moment, for me to do a week-long event, it is just out of the question with other responsibilities and stuff like that. But we definitely do want to have volunteers in the future. The main things that we would be thinking about for the next event is potentially, again, more Twitch mods, or potentially even hosts. We might even bring in people to be hosting as well. But again, to do it this short notice, it would be too difficult because I'm doing setup on my own. Previously, with the last two events, I only was using one setup to do tech checks with. Now, that was a huge pain, and I was actually using my iPad to check people's audio, or like as a brief check before the event. Now I've got my old laptop that I can kind of use until that kind of gives up, because that is very old now. So, yeah, but essentially, hosts eventually, I do want to bring in as a thing that we will have. But for now, again, we've not opened up any kind of applications before now, so it is out of the question for this event, but I definitely do want to think about it if we end up doing a No Fish 2024. No Fish 2025 in around spring next year. But again, it depends on my IRL personal circumstances, if I have stable enough internet, because there will be a house move going on. So it depends on stuff like that, whether we're able to do an event like that at that point. But hopefully at least one more speedrun marathon will be happening next year. And that does conclude it. That is it for the schedule reveal. Thanks everyone for tuning in. So lastly, I guess what we do have is we have the backup list. Now, I will just quickly run through the backups we have, but do remember I will be publishing as soon as possible the Angus schedule after this, and I will also be posting, if that doesn't go up straight away, a spreadsheet with all the runs and the time slots. Other than that, I will be DMing people after this, because if you have got in as an accepted runner, please do respond to my DM. I will be DMing every runner to confirm your time slot or move it if need be. Again, all of them are within the submitted availability, but that is the plan. I will be DMing everyone. I need a confirmation within a specific time frame, within about a week and a half. I will have an official sort of deadline for that in the Discord. But basically, you need to get that done, and you need to get the OBS setup done. I will be making a new OBS setup guide, which I'm hoping to release next week, which will have a different setup than we've used for previous events. We've always used a different one. I'm hoping that we will be able to do that here. And yeah, I need to get that all ready, and hopefully it will all be up by next week. But that does need to be done by the time the marathon comes around. If you have not set up the OBS by the marathon or confirmed your time slot with me, then you do run the risk of losing your place in the marathon. So do get that sent over. It will just make everyone's lives easier, and it will preserve my sanity. So we have 7 runs on the backup list, starting off with Wii Sports Resort Golf 18 Holes by Oxkey, Simpsons Hit and Run ASM by Kane California, Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse Normal by Nick RP Green, The Red Lantern NG Plus by The Masked Mango, Geometry Dash 1 to 22 Any Percent by Catherine, Mario and Sonic at the 2014 Sochi Olympic Winter Games Legend Showdown by Tota Runs. Nice job making me say long words, or just long titles. And Peggle World of Warcraft Edition Grandmaster by Brassbeat. Those are the 7 backup runs. Those are all kind of varying lengths. A lot of those are just kind of, they were a bit too long, or we accepted something else, or it was a bit difficult to justify accepting one thing over kind of 2 or 3 other runs because of the length. But again, most of those runs, if you submit them again, we will definitely consider them for another event. So please do not just think just because your run is on backup or rejected that it is a no forever. It is never usually like that. Please do submit again, and yeah, the worst case scenario is we just say no. That is all there is there. But again, we do have other ways to get involved. We have the Deal or No Deal backup players, and we do have the playlist. If you want to submit to that, that would be fantastic. So Yeah, no Pokemon Ranger backup. No, we will not be having our 2 hour 55 minute backup, GP. But yeah, that concludes the schedule reveal. Very long schedule reveal. I've been talking at you for a while now. I've been busy today, so I'm gonna just chill for the rest of the evening. But I will be getting as many admin pings sorted as I can after this schedule reveal stream. We are gonna find someone to raid now. I am gonna drink some water because my throat is dead. I have streamed all day, so yeah. But thanks everyone for watching as always, and yeah, we're gonna find someone to raid. Again, do follow here because this is where the stream is gonna be happening in 3 weeks' time. Thanks everyone. Let's have a look, see who we can raid. Let's see if there's anyone that is in the wider Channel 734 community that we can raid. So, we have... You know what? Let's go raid... She's been live for a while, but we're going to go raid Kyra. So, Kyra's live, and it's kind of adjacent to one of the games that we will be seeing on the marathon, or one of the 51 in one of the runs. We're going to raid Kyra. Kyra is streaming a Mahjong tournament, so definitely go say hi over there. Thank you so much for watching over here. I'm hoping I can do this just from here. And yes, I did make myself a mod on my main channel. Excellent. I had the foresight to do that. Fantastic. I actually was organized with one thing. Yeah. So again, see you all in 3 weeks' time for the marathon. Do pay attention to your Discord DMs or however I am easily able to reach you, because if you are on the accepted list, I will be sending out DMs as soon as possible to confirm your time slot and other details. So please do, yeah, have a look out for that. And yeah, I'm trying to think of if there's anything else I need to add. Follow Channel 734 and... I already said that, but yeah, you should follow. But yeah, that's it for the schedule reveal stream, and I will see you all back here again, yeah, in 3 weeks' time.